Ludum Dare.
A competition where participants need to create a game under one weekend. At the end of the challenge, you can play hundreds of different games. Some games are bad, but some games are good. Yo, what the fuck? For the 2 weeks following the event, participants will play and review the games they've played. At the end of the deadline, you get a note from the reviews you've got. For this edition, the theme was Harvest. I have to admit that when I found out about the theme, I had chills, but I will tell you more about this story later in the video, so stick around and let's make a game.
Shall we?
I had a few ideas for this game, but mainly I wanted a platformer mixing puzzle elements and funny physics. I wanted the main character to be a cute little goofy alien. So without wasting any more time, I began creating the 3D character. Then I added a few bones and adjusted their weight. On top of that, I wanted the protagonist to be controlled by a physics-based Ragdoll system for a more dynamic and goofy movement. To make it even more cuter, I added some googly eyes to it. Just look how cute it is! Mwah. Finally, I painted a really simple texture for it. Let's name this guy Mr. Goofy. And just like that, bam! Wow! Yes sir, next! Hey, I just saw this. What the fuck is this? Only 4% of you are subscribed? Subscribe, or something terrible could happen to Mr. Goofy, and it will be your fault. Thank you! The following steps were to work on the puzzle design, and on the main game mechanic, which is to harvest veggies. For this feature, I only had to configure a joint with a brake force. Just by applying a force on it, it would simulate pulling a veggie out of the ground. And the outcome is pretty fun. I also added a card to move around veggies and a drop zone to get money for the veggies you bring back. To have a better looking carrot, I made one in Blender.
Et voilà!
And I also added a tomato. And by adding a tomato, I mean to add a sphere and make it red.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
Let's jump into the level design. For the first level, I wanted something really easy to play. I created 2 simple puzzles to show the player how to grab stuff. This box seems really heavy. Whoa, I don't feel so good right now.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
I think it's time for me to tell you why the theme Harvest gives me goosebumps. For the ones that don't know me, I worked for 3 years in a greenhouse. One day, I was not able to lift a big heavy box and my boss came in. He looked me straight in the eyes and called me a flambou, which translates to weak ass bitch from French. You cannot say that to a 15-year-old boy. I was just a kid, man. But yeah, now a few years later, this is my world and I will set the mass of this box to whatever I want. Capiche? Way easier. Once you open the garage door, you are rewarded with a cart that will help you during your journey.
Yoo-hoo!
After that, I kept working on the level design. I added a few veggies here and there, and also made a crash site, and it's at this place that you will need to bring food to your friend, and meet your friend, John. But don't get attached to John. He's gonna be a real prick. Plus, I coded a dialogue system, so John can teach you how to play, say bullshit, say suspicious stuff, and of course, to trash talk. Next, I started to work on a new level, and to help me to test faster, I created a few cheat codes, like commands to teleport the player somewhere, give money, or even spawn a cart. Then I tested the new level. I got some feedback on the game afterwards, and some of you were not able to do this level.
NANI?
So I'm gonna show you how you do it, and it's really super easy. Watch this.
Et voilà!
And yeah, I got it on the first try. Once I was done working on this level, I took a break just to make the world more beautiful. I also made the effort to add particle effects and sound effects. One of the things that I absolutely wanted in the game was a shop, so you can spend your money on items and upgrades. And who's responsible for this shop? Let me introduce you, Monsieur le Rat. I know what you're gonna tell me. He looks like a rabbit, but he's not. He's a rat. And to prove you, let me show you how I made it. I used Master Splinter from the Ninja Turtles to take the exact same colors, so I cannot be wrong here. To conclude, Monsieur le Rat is a rat. End of debate. So with this guy, you can buy a cart upgrade or a gun. So yeah, if you want to play my game, the game is free and you can play on your web browser. The link is in the description. Be careful because if you do not subscribe, something terrible could happen to Monsieur le Rat.